Psalm 34, verses 11 through 14. Come, my children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. We're on week 2 of our Be Transformed series, and this week I want to talk about my all-time favorite superhero. And no, the reason he's my favorite is not because we have the same hairstyle. Charles Xavier, the founder and mentor of the X-Men, is one of the most powerful people in his world, but you wouldn't know it just by looking at him. A crippled old man in a wheelchair hardly seems like the hero we're all waiting for to save us. But let's see what he has to say.
When an individual acquires great power, the use or misuse of that power is everything. Will it be for the greater good, or will it be used for personal or for destructive ends? Now, this is a question we must all ask ourselves.
I think there are a lot of things about Professor Charles Xavier that relate to what we've been seeing this week in the Beatitudes. Professor X lives in a world filled with hatred and conflict. Some people are born with genetic mutations that give them incredible powers. They're mutants, but their powers cause society to be afraid of them. That fear turns into hatred, and as a result, innocent mutants find themselves being ostracized and persecuted by the rest of the world, sometimes even by their own families. In the midst of this comes the professor, paralyzed and in a wheelchair. He has mutant powers too. He's the most powerful psychic in the world, able to control entire armies against their will with just the power of his mind if he wanted to. He can use his mind to take enemies down or even erase their memories. But one thing you'll notice about him, he doesn't use his full powers very often. He really only uses it as a last resort. He could probably conquer the entire world if he wanted to and rule it like a god, but instead he commits every ounce of his being to bring peace and hope to others. He seeks peace and pursues it.
Your violence will solve nothing. We must use our special gifts to bring peace to mankind.
Not only that, Xavier opens up his home to those who have no home. He finds the people that society has rejected, brings them in, and gives them a new family, a new place to belong. People from all backgrounds, even those with very dangerous powers that pose a risk to everyone around them.
My grandfather planted that tree when he was 5 years old. I used to swing from the branches of it myself. I think that was probably my favorite tree.
Does that mean I'm expelled?
Oh, on the contrary. You're enrolled.
He teaches them not only how to control their powers, but also how to use their powers for the right purpose. And by doing so, raises up a generation that shares his passion for peace. He helps them overcome their fears and their hatred. It's very interesting to think about, because society often lifts up those who are powerful and compares them to gods. But in the Beatitudes, Jesus says that it's actually the peacemakers who will be called sons of God. But seeking peace is hard. There are many obstacles in our way, and there are many in the way of Xavier. His closest friend, Magneto, eventually turns on him and decides that violence is the only way to bring peace.
The war is still coming, Charles, and I intend to fight it. By any means necessary. And I will always be there. Old friend.
The professor doesn't give up, however. He continues to reach out to Magneto every chance he gets, and even tries to win over the hearts of those who follow him.
Now there's something you won't see every day.
I agree, and that's a shame.
We too should remember that it isn't our job to fight people or to rule over them with strength. Instead, we want to win people over to truth and goodness. Despite the hardships and persecution, we want to pursue peace. That may seem impossible in a land that is increasingly filled with people who believe that violence is the best way to achieve your goals. How can we possibly work for peace when our conflicts seem to increase faster than we can solve them? And the truth is, it is impossible. This isn't something we can do on our own power. The only way is when we ourselves are connected to God and filled with His power. We can seek to win people over to the side of peace, truth, and hope only because we ourselves are children of God, and we follow where God leads. There will always be obstacles in the way, but remember that we follow a God who is greater than all of them.
Whatever obstacles get in the way, remember, they can be overcome. Xavier out. Though some obstacles are more irritating than others.